the historical context that every time there's an issue, when there's LGBTQ, we go on the front lines and we say, hey, we're going to fight with you guys for what's right. When we say we're putting up a Muslim ban, black people are there saying, we're going to fight for you guys.
Yeah. You should be tagged shortly.
Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio, let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Vanzant, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Good morning, good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you live in. You're officially on the Man Cave Morning Show, BKS1 Radio. I am here with my special guest host, my partner, my buddy, Ms. Candace Blake.
Woo! Hey,
what
how
up?
you doing?
What's up, lady?
Ready to get it cracking. Good. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good, actually. It was very quiet.
Really?
I'll say it was very quiet, but it was good. No complaints. And yourself?
Quiet is good. It was good. I mean, I made it out to the beach. I needed it, so I'm glad I did it. Got to woosah and just get away, fresh air. So it was worth it. So it was good.
So you went to the beach. You had your mask on?
No.
Really?
No.
Was
I mean,
people-
I had my mask on when I went into stores, but on the actual beach, no. The distance in between people was really, really, really good. And we went really early. And I'm a swimmer, so I spent, I'm in the water. I'm not sunbathing or any of that. Like, I'm actually swimming.
Wow. All right, so people there wasn't social distancing or practicing none
No,
of
they
that?
were. They were. It was really good. I mean, the people next to us was a good distance away. We were in a good spot. So they did practice. I don't know about the other end of the beach. Looked like it was a lot more congested. It was a lot more crowded. But where we were, we purposely tried to stay more on like the edge,
Mm.
you know, away from everyone. But it was nice. It was needed. It was nice.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, it
Yeah.
look like you got some sun. You look
I got a
rested.
lot of sun.
It look
I'm
like you ready. Because you know it's going to get heated today.
I know.
You already know. You already know.
I know.
Shout out to everybody on the check-in, man. Shout out to, I see Rail in the building. I see Mimi in the building. I see JW Piercy in the building. What's up, John? I see Neil. I see Jabir. I see Dee Dee Graham. Good morning. I see my man DJ George Aiken in the building. James Scott. Shout out to James Scott. And everybody, as y'all trickling, I'm going to show you the love. I see Sandy in the building. I see Wilma Barfield in the building. Shout out to everybody. Listen, this is what we want you to do right now. Click the share button. No matter what platform you're checking us out on, we are on BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube as well. We're on Facebook, and we're going to start this thing off right now.
Yes.
The topic discussion for today, but we're going to talk about the topic once we get into some of these current events. A lot is going on all over the world and everything, so we're going to discuss all of that. But the topic is problems insecurities can cause in your relationships and business.
Woo.
Problems insecurities can cause in your relationships and business. Click the share button. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to talk about some things. But first, let's talk about what's going on in the world. You know, we got discuss a little bit about what's going on with the whole Ahmaud situation with his family. People now are they're less scared now of this murder hornet now. You know, so y'all could relax a little bit because I don't know. The murder hornet, you know, I heard he's getting punked by a lot of other things right now. So I'm gonna show y'all one instance though, real quick. This is the murder hornet, right? So y'all remember the murder hornets, and we was talking about that before. But here's the murder hornet when and I can't get this down now. When a mouse was attacking them. Let me get this for y'all.
Not really worried about these hornets.
So, okay, so you good now? You not scared no more?
I haven't been.
I'm gonna give you another reason why you shouldn't be scared. Look at how the praying mantis dealt with the murder hornet. Look at this.
Okay.
Yo, he is not playing. See, now y'all could. So now y'all could relax because a daggone praying mantis can get with this thing. So don't kill praying mantises, people. I'm gonna clap that up for the praying mantis.
For the mantis, okay, go ahead. Give it to him.
Yeah, we're gonna clap that up for the mantis, man. Do this thing. Shout out to let's read some comments. Shout out to Barb. Shout out. Didi said, Wilma said, good afternoon. Mimi said, LOL, who won? The mouse or the hornet? The mouse lost that one.
Yeah.
The mouse
He
lost.
wasn't ready.
The praying
Michelle
mantis
said,
won.
I'm so confused now, girl. You and me both.
All right. So we're gonna go into Ahmaud a little bit. So you heard about his mom basically came out. She said she wanted the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
His mom says she wanted the death penalty.
Right.
What you say, Candace, before I run the clip?
I think, you know what? I think she has a right to feel how she feels, and if that's what she wants, then that's, you know what I mean. It feels like the death penalty is final. Like, my child is not breathing. You don't deserve to breathe. You deserve to be the same. But you take away the suffering. You take away the recompense. You take away the payment that that person needs to pay with life in prison. Not only that, it costs 18 times more when you're going after the death penalty, and the death penalty actually wraps up that person for decades because the appeals process continues to go on and on. For me, the death penalty actually allows the family to hurt even more, because after every appeal that they may feel, okay, now is the time, it just keeps on going on for years. A lot of people that are actually been put on death row end up dying before they are even executed. So I don't personally believe in it. I say put them behind bars, let them suffer, because a lot of times they get what they deserve in jail. They pay for it. Like, they took your child away. They need to suffer. The death penalty is not a way of that's not what it is. It's a quick fix in our minds to say, my child is not here, my loved one is not here. You took their life, I'm taking yours. It's the easy way out for them. Not for the family, but I'm saying, right. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
You know what? I guess, and you know what? You're right to feel that way. But I guess, you know, until you lose a child in the horrific way like she lost her son, right. You don't know. I mean, I can say how I feel right now, but if that ever happened to me, I may feel different. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Emotions may take over. I may feel so enraged. I may be, you know what? They took my son's life. Take their life. I may feel like that. After a while. Let's listen to the clip of the mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you see as justice coming out of this? Would your family consider swift justice?
Coming from the mother's, my point of view, my son died, so they should die as well.
So you would not be opposed if the prosecutors went for the death penalty. You would not be opposed to that?
I would totally agree with it.
What do you see as justice coming out of this? Would your family?
I mean, can you be mad with her because she feel that way?
I'm not mad with her at all. That's her decision. I'm just saying how I feel about the death penalty. If I was in her shoes, God forbid, I don't know how that emotion may feel. Rage shows up really different at different times, so it's hard to say. But more than likely, I would not seek the death penalty.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
To each his own. You know what I mean? I can't say that she's wrong. I would never say she's wrong. That's her right. That's what she wants. You know, I'm just speaking of, in that decision, in that quick decision, the death penalty, it gives them a whole different kind of a life, you know. And one, like I said, a lot of the people who end up in a death penalty end up dying before it even happens. And not only that, they get different treatment than everybody else. I don't believe that you need to be by yourself in peace and harmony because you're on a death penalty. I think you need to be in the yard with everybody else and facing whatever your faith is inside that system. When you're on the death penalty, it actually protects them from that. So I think I would still probably be on the same space, but she's not wrong for feeling that way. Absolutely not.
Can we read some comments? Let's read some comments. And shout out to Latanya Smith, T-Berry,
All right,
what's good? Ingrid, what's good? And Takesha,
Felix,
what's good?
So, Dee said, we want them, but it takes a lot. Please put them in jail for life. I agree. Ingrid says, good afternoon, Latanya. Good afternoon, Latanya. Latanya says, some people feel eye for an eye. Exactly. Mimi said, Candace, with you explaining it that way, I could see life in prison, make them suffer. Absolutely. Sam said, no way that my son killers will ever sleep comfortably as long as I'm alive. I don't call the law. As for Ahmad's mom, I have nothing but time. If it takes decades, that's what it's going to be. Ingrid said, I would fight for the death penalty. Keisha says, make them suffer in jail in solitary confinement. Felix said, hello, good people. Latanya said, exactly. Let them in general population. That's what I said, because that's when the true judgment gonna come. Let them in the yard. Ingrid says, if they start giving these hate crimes the death penalty they deserve, it would curb this reckless behavior.
You know what? I'm with Ingrid on that, and I'm not. I gotta be honest. I oppose the death penalty.
One more. Jabbar says, I agree. They need to be in the yard or showers, scared that they might be violated. Yeah, I definitely believe that.
But you know what? I hate to say it. In some cases, when it comes to white supremacists and these racists, they're protected in jail. They're protected in prisons by their Aryan Nation brothers, and there's so many white supremacist organizations in prisons. They are, and they protect them, and and they stay with their own. You got the Muslims that rock out with the Muslims. You got the cliques in prison, and it's sad to say they'll probably get more protection in jail than on the outside, and it's sad because from what I know, and I know a lot of people in prison, they say that's the way it goes down. They was like, let me tell you, a white person do a crime against a black person, when they go to prison, they're protected by their organizations inside.
Okay, so I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna disagree. Here's where I will disagree. Not really disagree, but when it comes to national cases like this, it's very different once that person hits that yard, because there's people waiting for them. When it comes to cases of child abuse, when it comes to cases of molestation, when it is a national attention to a case, 9 times out of 10, when they even hit the prison system, they automatically, number one, go into secure places. They're not put out there yet. My thing is, when you go ahead and you seek the death penalty, you now take this individual who needs to be in general population. He needs to feel what it's like. He needs to face the people that are waiting for him. He doesn't need to be protected. You don't deserve protection. I'm sorry. You don't. That's how I feel about it. So what happens now, you go ahead in the death penalty. Now they're in a protected state. It's totally different. They don't face the segregation. They don't face the white. They're not facing any of that. I say, like I said, this is me. Let them go into that yard, because there's not too much protection that's going to happen when it's a national case like this and there's an outcry. There is always that karma that is just waiting to just welcome in. Yeah. That's just how you know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
Okay, let's read some comments. Shout out to Cordelia on the check-in. Takisha, I see you. T-Berry, I see you.
You want me to read, or
yes.
You got it?
No, you go ahead, because you can see better than me.
All right. So, we getting bad at this. No, we getting bad. Jabbar says, I think I read that. I agree they need to be in the yard or showers, scared that they might get violated. I agree with you. Sandy says they will suffer mentally knowing they will die, but I think they get the royal treatment of suffering. Yeah, they do, Sandy. Latanya says, enough is enough. I'm tired of black men dying at the hands of another race. So true, sis. So true. Cordelia says, you don't want to know what I would do. Listen, trying to tell you. Sam says, being locked down 23-1 in solitary is torture in itself. That's what happens when you on death row. Latanya said, it's time we defend our own. Yes. Latanya says the Black Panther Party is now in Atlanta. fam, real talk, Norm, they get protected. Yeah, they do. Taikisha, there's only but so much protection. I'm sure somebody gonna slip up. They will be celebrated and even they will be celebrated, even corrections officers. The more they get, the more protected they are because they are celebrities. Ingrid says, nope, these white supremacists will treat them as heroes in prison.
Exactly.
You're right, Norm. Ingrid, I think we are being naive thinking these men will suffer in prison. They will probably get pardoned by 45. And
Listen,
that's it.
Listen, it's a sad reality when it comes to this. But somebody has said something about we getting fed up, we getting tired of it. But then you got people that feel as though that we're not coming to the aid of this situation, to the support of this situation, like we came to others. And when I look at it, I'm like, I don't know, because I think by the most part, a lot of us are very upset about this situation. A lot of us, want change. A lot of us are getting pissed off to the point to where we just not going to take it no more.
Right.
Period. And I see that in certain things that goes on. This young lady made a statement, and I got to get her name, but she came out with a statement, and it went viral, and it was talking about the things that we choose as African Americans, as Black Americans, to support. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna run the clip. Hopefully, y'all can hear it, and I'm gonna turn it up for a little bit for you, Candace, because I know it's probably.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get closer.
Okay.
I mean to be all up in the grill, but.
All right. Here's the clip.
Okay.
Look at the historical context that every time there's an issue, when there's LGBTQ, we go on the front lines and we say, hey, we're going to fight with you guys for what's right. When we say we're putting up a Muslim ban, Black people are there saying, we're going to fight for you guys because that's not right. When you say that we want the Me Too movement, Black women started that. And a woman named Yamanika, who's an artist, brought this up, that every time there's voting rights for women, Black women are on the forefront. So where is everybody at? Where is everybody at right now? We need everybody. This is not a black and white issue. This is a right and wrong issue. And if you're silent right now, you're basically saying that a Black life is worth being killed, Black lives don't matter, and that you're okay with the oppressor. Because I see people with tons of extra time on TikTok, dancing around, posting on Instagram every day because we have more time than we've ever had before. But if you can't take the time out to make a call, send a text, post a video, or tell your friends why this is wrong, then shame on you. Shame on you that you think that our lives are still worthless when we fight for you every single time. We're looking at the historical context that every time.
Hey, I don't know if you can hear that.
I heard some of it. Not
but
much.
Yeah, she was. I mean, I agree, man. We pick up causes that are less important, and we ride with causes that are less important. And everybody.
Right.
It's funny. You ever see somebody post a challenge on Facebook or Instagram or social media, and then everybody start riding with that challenge? And everything.
Yeah, and it'd be something real silly.
Yeah, something real silly. Yeah. Everybody's riding with it. Something like this, like she said, everybody has to get involved. And I said this before. Everybody. That means Blacks, white, Latino, Asians. Everybody have to get involved and stand against this, because when they see everybody standing against it, then they're going to start to listen a little bit more. Let's read some comments. Do y'all agree with what she said? Do y'all disagree? What's going on?
There's nothing yet.
Oh, I got comments on this end.
Oh, you may need to read yours.
Yeah. Let me check. Look. I'm gonna put the phone real close up to my face like this.
I don't see. Okay, I have one. You want me to read it? Okay.
Go ahead.
Michelle said, I heard her loud and clear, and she's right. We support everyone and everything else but ourselves. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. When it comes to us, we're just not there, and we need to be there. We need to be more present. Here in Orlando, what we did a lot of, and we're still doing it, we have Run with Maud. Mm-hmm. So we're doing the 1 mile, the 2 mile. Last week I did the 2 mile, but I'm a runner, you know what I mean? So we are showing support in that way. Everyone shows support in a very, very different way. I think what we need to be careful about is not because we don't see it publicly means that person is not doing something. We got to stop that. We got to stop completely. It doesn't mean that person at home is not calling. But I do agree with what she said. I definitely agree. TikTok is huge. I do TikTok for God's sakes. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not it's not something that I would ever on a normal day be a part of do. But what I can say about TikTok is there's a lot of the TikTok that I'm seeing is in reference to this. So people are voicing their thoughts in very different ways. And right now it happened in a time and it's going on in a time that we can't freely go out and do what we want to do. We can't freely go to our legislators' office, which is a lot of things that we would do. Here in Orlando, we would be taking that bus straight up to Tallahassee. We can't do that right now. You know what I mean? But it doesn't negate the fact that, yes, you can make calls.
Right.
You can write letters. Calls right now, I feel, are going to drop. A lot of pieces are not even open. They're not answering. Write letters. Bombard them. Put it out there. There's a lot we can do when the time is available because things do happen. But this happened at a time where we're kind of in a weird place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to everybody on the check-in.
Didi said, I hear her, agree, stand up queen. Latanya said, I agree, get your behind off of social media with the BS. Wilma said, I agree, we need to speak up. Taikisha said, the crazy part of me would kill them with my bare hands. The more I think about it, it just pisses me off. My son, who is 6'5" with dreads, has been targeted since high school. He's almost 30. I totally agree with her.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I hear that the prosecutor on the case is a black woman. You think that's gonna make a difference?
I really wish that it was. I mean, I'm kind of back and forth with that. You know what I mean? I'm a little up and down. As long as it's a power attorney, but I would have liked to see a white power attorney actually take this case.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think either way for me, I just want to see him try. Like, just get the job done. Just let's get him off the streets. Let's do what we got to do, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping she comes in with some fire. Her name is Joyette Holmes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about her. I was trying to get more information on the cases that she's tried. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why I'm kind of feeling that way. Like, I support you because you're a black woman, but I really want a powerhouse to take that case.
Okay.
Whether that's black, green, purple, or blue. But I was looking up her cases, and I particularly wasn't that impressed.
Really? Wow. Well, there's so many different layers to this. So now I hear that the guy who did the videotape, he didn't know them.
Yeah, he said he didn't know them. I believe that he didn't know them because I said from day one when I did see the tape, it literally looked like somebody driving up. You can kind of see the fumble a little to get the phone up. It wasn't just like a clear bam. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if he didn't videotape it, we wouldn't have known. We wouldn't even be here right now if that tape didn't exist, because this is something that happened months ago and we're now getting wind of it like this. So these guys were just living life feeling like I got away with murder. I put down another black man. Nobody would know. But I'm glad the tape existed so that we can fight for Maud right now.
So and here's the contrast. You driving by, you see this going on. Do you get out and help, or do you do what he did and videotape? See, some people fault him for not getting out and helping
stopping it.
and stopping
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Or should he have kept that videotape going
and got out? That's what I would have done.
It's rough.
I wouldn't have stopped videotaping. I would come out with the video. I see you.
Now here's the thing.
I see you.
Here's the thing. I'm playing devil's advocate. I see two people with guns roughing up somebody. If I don't got a gun, or whatever the case may be, should I still jump out, be like, hey, stop this, what you doing, and run towards him or whatever, and risk my life? Or did he do the smart thing and stay in the cut and like, they doing something wrong, I'm going to capture this, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, like, what do you do?
I don't think I could have watched that. I don't care if you got a gun or a grenade. Like, that's a young man on the street, unarmed, with nothing on him. There's no way that I could have sat there. We both getting taken out, period. There's no way.
So should he, and the other question is, should he be charged?
Yeah.
So he should be charged too.
Because did he call 911? I don't think he even called 911.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Not only did you not call 911, you recorded this back then. Why are we just knowing that you have this tape?
And this is why I don't buy his story, because I heard him talking on the news and everything, and I get it. Now he's saying he's scared. He's thinking about moving. They're saying he's been sleeping in his car. I'm gonna play a little clip from this dude, and let me see what y'all take from this. Put your comments in. We're going to read your comments. You're on the Man Cave Morning Show, BKS1 Radio, with Storm Norm and Candace Blake. Let's get it. Here's the clip.
Blake. Make sure you get that Blake right.
I said Blake.
I know, but that other chick out there, Candace Owens.
Oh, yeah. Oh, please don't confuse the two. This is Candace Blake, not Candace Owens.
Stop it.
We are not feeling Candace Owens at all. At least I'm not.
Stop. You're funny.
Here's the clip with the guy that did the videotape.
Okay.
I am not feeling safe at all. I haven't felt safe in at least 3 to 5 days now. The threats have been real.
On February 23rd, William Bryan, who goes by Roddy, recorded Ahmaud Arbery and the shooting that killed him.
Are you scared?
Yes, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared. I mean, if that's what they wanted to do was scare me, they've scared me.
Bryan was also armed because of a clicking sound you can hear. Goff says Bryan was not armed.
Do you have anything to say to Ahmaud's family?
Yes, I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. I know there's nothing else I can say. I'm very sorry for your loss. I am not feeling safe at all.
Is he sincere?
Listen, I don't know if he's sincere or not sincere. I just, like I said, I don't like the way that he handled it, because if you were recording, it's not that you see a gun and you're jumping in front of the gun. That's not it. This is a totally different situation. If I'm doing wrong, and I'll just take me, if I'm doing something wrong, right, and I know that I'm not supposed to be doing it, and somebody comes up with a video talking about, I got you live stream, make your next move. My next move is not going to be to continue doing what I'm doing, and it's not going to be to hurt you. I'm going to try to talk my way out of it. So he could have prevented that from happening. Now, mind you, everyone deals with stuff differently. But like I said, for me to see that going on and I just sit there quietly and record it and watch this kid get gunned down, knowing he was right. He don't have a bag on him. He doesn't have anything in his hands.
It's rough.
This is just a straight out kid that's trying to fight off somebody with a shotgun. I wouldn't have just sat there and recorded. I couldn't.
Yeah, I agree with you. At a certain point, when you see certain things like this, adrenaline kicks in, and
Right.
and emotions take over, and and you just respond. And I've been in situations like that where I'm like, yo, what are you doing to this person? You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations like that.
I have in Walmart.
I get it. Sometimes though, you gotta pull back. Depends on what you face with.
It
I've seen somebody roll up on somebody, and I was from a distance. They rolled up on them with 4 guns, and it was, I knew they was about that criminal element, whatever. Even though I did the 911, I knew not to rush out there because I was too far away. So if I started running towards or hey, whatever, I knew I would have got shot, whatever like that. So I've been around situations like that. But I did call.
But every situation is different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, every situation is different. I don't look now. I don't think I'm be jumping in front of everybody every fight. We're not doing that today.
Right.
But certain things, especially a situation like this, you can roll up on this, see black and white, and just know, regardless if you get to the scene, you don't even have to question yourself. Is this right? Is this justifiable?
Absolutely.
You can already make that decision as a human functioning person and say, this is not right.
Absolutely.
It's an unarmed kid with some sneakers on and some shorts. These 2 men, one got a shotgun in the car, the other one got a shotgun on him. It doesn't take science to figure out, okay, I can't just sit here and let that happen. Because he running for his life now. Yeah, you should run for your life. You should run for your life. Because you sat on this all this time. And we just finding out about it. So you went to sleep every night also. And just, okay, well, I saw it happen. And so what? No, everybody need to be tried.
Yeah. Let's read some comments. We got a lot of comments in. And shout out to everybody on the check-in. We're going to try to get to some of y'all comments.
Okay, so Latanya said, hell no, he's not sincere because he would have not held on to the tape and he would have called 911. Latanya, exactly.
Facts. I agree.
Exactly.
Let me clap that up. I'm clapping that up.
Exactly. That's how I feel about it. There is no way that I would have had a tape like that. That's my tape. That's my property. No. D said he should have contacted the police the moment after he recorded it. Crazy. Victor said, but he wasn't charged. Eric Garner died, and the man who recorded was charged. Ain't that something? Because that was New York City police, wasn't it? They made sure of that one.
Yeah.
JW said, not sincere. You didn't call 911 or report the crime in any way. You just became an accessory of the fact. Keep sleeping in your car. Son, they shook. I agree. He didn't do what he should have done. Latanya says, is he sorry because he's getting death threats? Exactly. Didi said he should have driven directly to the police station after the video was done. He should be scared. I'm scared for the outcome of this trial. I am too, Didi. I am too. Wilma says, how are you going to record the whole thing and not call 911? Keisha says, so have I. Don't think he's sincere. He's more scared with them fake behind tears. Get the out of here. Takisha said, I think he underhandedly thought he could make some money off the video, idiot. Sandy said he's getting death threats from his own people for making the video go viral. Victor says, so I'm thinking, was he sorry when he recorded it? You watched and recorded a white man recording 2 white men killed this guy, and now you sorry because you're getting threats. Felix said, the thing that bothers me is that collectively Black folks have short memories. George Zimmerman is walking around today living a good life.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Living a great life.
He ain't really living a good life, though. That man come out every now and then trying to pull a new start a new lawsuit somewhere. He don't have no money, child.
He alive though. He could change it. He's still able to change his situation because he's alive.
He ain't alive. That's dead man walking.
Yeah.
Majid said, "Good afternoon. Everyone is looking at the video and everything else. What about police report with these two Caucasian said that it was very important."
Listen.
The whole thing is just disgusting. The whole thing is just nasty. No matter, Victor said facts. Felix said he still has the head on his shoulder. Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. I mean, here's the whole thing. They go to court, go to trial, and all this.
Mm-hmm.
A not guilty verdict gets handed down. What's next? You know, Georgia is going to be on fire. Georgia is going to be on fire. People are going to be just fed up, angry. And I hear that his parents, Ahmad's parents, they have black militia protecting them. So there's black militia out in front of their house with guns, with rifles.
Yeah.
Protecting them, and they're questioning people. Anybody that rolls up, anybody that comes through, they stopping and they're questioning people. Now, the police tried to step to the black militia. The black militia shut them down because the black militia, just like the Panthers back in the day, they knew their rights.
Right.
They knew they was within their rights to carry firearms.
Right.
And so it's always a different situation. You know, you see videos and we see films all the time with white supremacists or whatever carrying their guns, or these gun lovers with the NRA toting their guns or buying their guns and outwardly showing their guns and all of that, and they don't get no heat. They don't catch no heat at all from law enforcement.
Yeah.
These brothers was within their rights in front of her house with guns, dressed in their garb, their gear, whatever, wasn't harming nobody. It was keeping it peaceful. But if something went down, you could tell they was going to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the police, I think, was trying to tell them that they couldn't be here. They couldn't be here with guns or whatever like that. They said, "Oh, yes, we can."
Yeah. But that's why we have to know our rights. That's why it's important for us to be informed. And like I said before, a lot of what happens, we react, and we shouldn't keep on reacting. We should be proactive.
Facts.
We want it not to get here. We are a reactionary people. Every time something happens, we react. It's already been done. How about we be proactive? How about we work on this not happening again? How about we learn the law, know what our rights are? Because the minute you come out as a black man, you better know your rights.
Yes.
And a lot of us don't. There was also another congresswoman that I forgot what her name was, but she was going through a lot of fear of returning to work because at that time they had stormed, I think, the courthouse or wherever she was working. And the next day she showed up with black militia carrying shotguns, and they walked her straight up into the Capitol building and they couldn't stop them. That's knowing your rights. You know what I mean? That's when you can say, okay, I know my rights. No, I can be here with a shotgun, just like everybody else can stand here with a shotgun. And it's sad that we're at those times that we need to make those kind of decisions.
Well, there's an old saying that I think we should start living by is think like your enemy. You got to start thinking like your enemy. Your enemy is going to know all the little loopholes and laws and regulations where they could use against you. So we got to start thinking the same way. We got to do our research more. We got to do our research a hell of a lot more and start getting more educated when it comes to certain things. It's okay we can research anything else on Google. We can go on Google and YouTube to find a song, to find this, to find some coupons, to go to Groupon. Why can't we go on there to research certain legislation, certain laws, certain loopholes where we could get around certain things we could use in our favor to benefit us when we go up against the so-called enemy, you know, or when we go up against white supremacists in a courtroom or whatever the case may be. So it's a lot of things we could start doing that doesn't even require violence, that requires more brain power and more research.
Vote.
Yes, absolutely. Can we read some more comments?
I'm not gonna get on that vote thing all over because I'm gonna be so fired.
We got a lot of comments coming in. Shout out to everybody, man, with the comments. We appreciate y'all. Good stuff.
Demetria says, I'm conflicted in this whole outcome. If it wasn't for the guy with the recording, we would not know, and it would be another unsolved black man murdered. And I agree. Murdered and broad daylight. I'm glad that someone was there too. That's the same thing I said. If he didn't record, we wouldn't have seen that. But see,
there you go. We can't have it both ways. So
no. We're not saying that he shouldn't have recorded. We're not saying that. The question was, would you have done it that way? Would you have intervened? The answer is yes. I would intervene with the recording to let you know, hey, you're being I wouldn't even say you're being recorded. I'd be like, you are Facebook Live right now. So your next move is already out there. Your next move is public. Because I wouldn't even say record. I'm just like, you on social media. Say hi to people. You know what I mean? That would have been my thing. Because at that point, are you really going to point it on me? It's already out there. Your face is out there and everything, you know?
Facts.
Latanya says nothing is going to be done until we get off our butt and do something. I agree. Racism is real in the South, and it's some part of Georgia Black can't even go in. Michelle says they may riot down in Atlanta if they don't get the right justice, just like Rodney King. Yeah, that was a lot. Majid said they've been in government buildings with guns. It just happened, a week ago. Ingrid says if you live in a state where it's legal to carry, arm yourself, right? Cordelia, Derek says every Black person needs to get licensed firearms before they change the law to prevent us from it. That's true. Didi says, right, Candace, I saw that. Sam says, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, right? And Victor says, for those who don't know their rights, they need to know them. How can they learn? Okay, I'll tell you in a second. There are people out here who don't know, and we can research. Okay, I'll give you some of that, Victor, in a second. Felix, if you are Black or brown and eligible, get armed.
Facts.
Taikisha says facts. Majid says can't be ignorant to the law.
Can't.
Yes, but some of us just like to push out untrue info without research. We have to do better. Come together. Yes. Curry says good afternoon, everyone. Victor says he's saying if we didn't record that, we would have not known this guy was murdered. We wouldn't have. And Didi also says, and believe me, she would have done that. You're alive. You are alive. Say hello. LOL. Didi, no, I would do it. I'm crazy.
Yeah. Listen. We all got that little spark in us, man.
Look, when you were born a freedom fighter, it's natural.
Yeah.
Didi know me. But okay, so as far as I would say this, and I'm not gonna go on about voting because I'm extremely passionate about it. I can't say it enough. We've got to vote. We've got to put people in power that are going to speak for us, that when stuff like this happens is going to be handled the way that it should. We're not fighting against a system or a race. You've got to vote. Voting matters. It matters at your local level, not just presidential. It is your local level of which you can touch these people and put people in place. From that, it carries on into higher and higher. Supreme Court, we got to have people up there that look like us that defend us. As far as knowing the laws, Google is our friend. you can put in Google your particular state, your particular gun law state. Know what your rights are. Can you carry concealed? Can you carry out? Can you show it? It's the laws are very different for different states. Everything is right there that you need to know. You can also, here's another thing too. A lot of the times, and I want you to pay attention, a lot of times when there's huge things like this going on, the pandemic, that there's a lot of laws behind the curtain that's being pushed. Go onto the legislative website. You want to look for laws that have just been passed, laws that are waiting, laws that need to be signed. You can get involved. You just got to do a little bit of that legwork, and everything you need to know is right there on social media.
Absolutely.
There's no reason why any single one of us should not know our rights.
Yeah.
Look first in the state that you live in, learn those laws, and you'll get the information. Because however you type it in Google is how it's going to come up.
Absolutely. And again, like she said, the information is right at your fingertips. You just have to just take the time and do the proper research. Just like you do anything else you want to do. Take your time and do your proper research.
Vote.
Yes, absolutely vote. So I guess we can all agree, whereas all of us are getting fed up with this on a massive level, with the type of stuff we're enduring right now, with the news reports we're hearing of how young black men are being treated out in the streets. We all getting fed up. We all getting tired. We getting tired of the Beckys and what you call them, the Karens. We were talking earlier.
Not me. I didn't give them that name, the Karens.
Yeah, who gave them that name, the Karens?
I don't know where that came from. I think that came from Karens mean white privileged women who feel like they don't have to follow the rules like everyone else. So it's Karens.
So we ain't calling them Beckys no more.
I've heard both. I've heard Karen and I've heard Becky and
yeah. But people are getting fed up with it. I saw a clip the other day where a guy was just walking down the street in his own neighborhood, whatever. The white man act like he didn't belong there, whatever the case may be, and that was his own neighborhood, and they got into an altercation, and the black guy he blacked out because he's tired of it. He's fed up with it, and certain people, a lot of people were saying that the black guy was wrong. Let me see if I got the clip. I'm just gonna play it for y'all. Y'all let me know if the guy was wrong or not, based on how he reacted. Here's the clip.
Okay.
Get out! Get out! No, stop it!
You tell me again how I can't run in this neighborhood that I live in. I want you to tell me again how I can't run in this motherfucking neighborhood that I live in. Turn your coward ass around. You just got finished stopping me, telling me to stop running in your fucking neighborhood. Tell me how I can't run in the fucking neighborhood I live in. Hey, bitch, tell me how I can't run in this neighborhood that I live in. Racist motherfucker, turn your ass around now. Turn your ass around now. Yeah, tell me how I can't walk in the neighborhood that I live in. Tell me how I can't run in the neighborhood I live in. We sick of y'all shit. Turn your coward ass around now. Turn your coward ass around now. You a fucking coward. You and the rest of you racist motherfuckers. You fucking cowards. I want you to tell me again how I can't run in this neighborhood that I live in. I want you to tell me again how I can't run in this.
Was he wrong? He was wrong.
I don't even know what happened before.
He was jogging, and the full story is he was actually just jogging in his neighborhood, and the white guy was like, you can't be in this area. You can't be jogging around here and blah blah blah. The white guy started going out on him, and the black guy just leashed out. He was just blacked out on because that's his neighborhood.
Why would he be wrong for doing that?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that was like, oh, he could have handled that different, blah, 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 blah. But again, we're getting fed up. People are getting tired.
I mean, the only thing I would have done different is I would have ran up ahead and got his face. I wouldn't be talking to the back of his head, but I'm just saying. You don't want me to run. You about to see me run right in front of you. Here you go. but I'm not gonna be talking to the back of your head. I mean, if I'm that upset and I feel like you did something that needs to, yeah, you know, I mean, everybody is going to be acting in a very different way. I mean, everything is so tense right now. You know what I mean? You're gonna see a whole lot more of that. But I wouldn't suggest, you know, here's what I don't understand too is we got to be careful of the bait. And the bait is when they feel like I'm going to antagonize you so that you can react. Let me give you a reason for me to kill you. And I don't think we always have to take that bait. You know what I mean? I see it a lot sometimes as just bait. I know when it comes to certain things that, okay, like for instance, good example. I had to pray. I went to Walmart. Is why I don't deal with Walmart. No, nothing, but it's just special, right? So I pulled into Walmart. I parked in the parking lot. No joke. Karen pulled into the spot before me, right? Not straight on, but literally catty corner. Like her car was like this, and the lane is going this way. So the person right here, for them to come out, is going to tear up their old car, the whole car. I came out my car at the same time she came out of her. No disregard for anybody else's car around her. She literally just pulled right in. How she pulled in, that's how she's going to stay there. I come out my car, and I'm shaking my head. Now, here you go. I'm shaking my head. I haven't said 2 words. I didn't say anything. Get out. I'm shaking my head. Karen gonna ask me why I'm shaking my head. I stood there for a second because, you know, the Jamaican was just right here.
Right.
So I had to. I looked at her and I said, "Why you said dirty girl?" And I had to catch myself because that to me, that's a bait. Don't bait me, because what would have happened is I would have gone completely off, all the way off, because what she did at that time is she took out her phone to call her husband as if something was about to happen. So she was ready. You know what I mean? And sometimes when we see stuff like that, we just got to be like, okay, you the ignorant one, I'm going to just stand down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it would have went left. It would have went left quick. And that's when it comes to, they feel like privilege. I can do whatever I want to do. I can act however I want to act. You know, now if you call me out my name and you disrespected me, that we got something different going on. But from the minute I said you're dirty gal, she looked at me like, what the hell? So, and then she picks up the phone. So that would have went, you know, left. We gotta just be mindful. You know.
Yeah, I mean? Sometimes, you know what? Everything doesn't call for a reaction.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, everything don't call for a reaction. We got a lot of comments in there, but being that we talking about privilege and we talking about Karen, so I wonder how. I'm actually kind of happy Red Lobster handled this situation. There's a situation at a restaurant with a Karen, and they put her behind out, and I was like, wow, really? And
I
basically,
saw that.
Yeah, basically what she wanted was she ate the food, but she wanted a refund after she ate the food. All the food. So now imagine if that was one of us that ate all the food and was like, can we have a refund? We didn't like the food.
But we're not gonna eat all of it now.
Right. If we really don't like the food, we're gonna eat a little bit of it and be like, I'm not feeling this. Can you take this back? Whatever the case may be. Yeah. But anyway, here's how they handle Karen.
Go ahead.
Let's run the clip.
All right.
Get out! Get out! No, stop it! Hey, what's going on? Get out, my motherfucking fighting back! You will get it! Get out! Get out! Get off me! No! Get out! Get out! Stop it! Get her off me! I am coming in and I'm getting my refund! No, we gotta go. You bitch! Motherfucker! Hey, let go of her hair. Let go of her hair. Hey, call the fuck down. Stop. 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 That is enough. I was assaulted and I have a whole crowd to you. Get out. Get up.
Get out.
Now, see, if that was one of us,
Get out.
they would have been called the police. Candace, if that was one of us, they would have been called the police.
But here's what I will say.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope and think we got more class than that, because we're not gonna eat the whole meal and then ask for. We're gonna be like, this don't taste right. Please take this back and take this off of my check. But to be bold as to feel like I'm gonna eat the entire
She ate the
meal
whole daggone meal.
and send it back, you need to be kicked out. You need to be thrown out because you got some nerve. But you know what? She felt that Molly Wild look was gonna be enough to walk away from it, and that's why she tried it. She tried it.
Lord
Didn't work
mercy.
out, but she tried it. You have a lot of comments, but
Let's read some comments.
Okay, so I was gotta figure out where. Okay, Takeisha, we're entitled to feel the way we do. Enough is enough. Yes. JW said folks have gotten brave in the age of Trump, but we have to remember not get overly emotional. We have to play logically. No matter how fed up we get, it's difficult, but we can do it. I agree. I agree with that. Sandy said that's probably what Ahmad did. Yeah. Wilma says he was right. You should be able to jog anywhere. We are still dealing with this racism. Dee Dee says, as a woman, we can do that, Candace. As a man, he was pissed to the max. Running ahead would have been bad. Victor says, white people are trying to use their privilege to overpower us until we make a stand, and they tuck their tail in. We have to be careful also because we are the biggest targets to hunt down and kill us, and it's
True.
Justified.
Facts.
Michelle said, yes, the bait is real, Candace. That bait is the devil in disguise. I agree, Michelle. Takeisha said, I would have done the same thing. People are ignorant. Taurus thing. JW, remember, it has only been 52 years since the outright ending of Jim Crow. I know that was it's not that long ago. Those rednecks and racists are still around and bringing up a new generation. Yeah, because you're not born a racist. You're taught that. Victor says it seems like Trump first expressed himself on live TV and white people just got more open and bold.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
because
agree,
he
Victor.
gave a right to it. He gave it up. Yeah. Karen doesn't get mad when they're called Becky and Molly. This is true. Dee Dee says, why are you shaking your head? Brrr, it's my damn head. Who the are you talking to? Do you like my comment? Just in case the youth are watching, because you know those guys, they're off from TV, so I'm not gonna read it, verbatim. But these comments get saucy. Victor said they would have called the cops on us. They just kicked her out. Sandy said that girl said, "I'm a beat you." I probably would have snapped like that too. I would have just laughed. I'd have been there like this. Denise said, good afternoon, Denise.
What's up, Denise?
Said, I got flagged for a comment. Guess I'll be in Facebook jail later. What'd you say, Dee Dee? Sandy said, we'll eat half the meal, then send it back. Exactly, Sandy.
Yes.
We're not going to eat the whole thing. Takeisha, swing on me. I'm taking you out, period. Yeah, keep your hands to yourself. Play it again. Joanne says, she probably goes by the motto, The customer is always right. Wrong. Wilma says, and as you can see, she has not missed any meals because she's probably doing this everywhere, Wilma. Jaber says there are a few articles that says the man who filmed the shooting was banned in the police report as trying to block Ahmaud on a few other places. What? Randolph says soft-spoken word turns away wrath. Sometimes we have to use psychology 101 and choose words. Yes. God don't like ugly. This is my neighborhood. How come you were in my neighborhood? Enjoy the sunshine outside, but you don't stay outside. Jaber says named, not banned. Here's the thing with Randolph, and this is why I agree with Randolph. This could have easily turned into this man with the dog defending himself. If he turned around and opened fire, he would have got away with it, because you know what that would have been? Stand your ground law. This is why we got to be careful. We don't have to answer every single one. And that's why I said we are constantly being baited. Look at certain circumstances throughout your day, and you'll be able to decipher, is this something that I need to answer or I need to walk away from? Is it going to change your life? Is it going to impact your life? Is it going to make it some kind of better, or is it going to take away energy from you and potentially turn into something different?
Yeah.
You know, we got to be really, really careful with that, because like I said, if anything happens later on, guess what? Who was the aggressor? We didn't hear the guy telling him not to run down his street. We didn't even see him turn around to defend himself. He just kept on moving. That dude that did that recording would have been behind bars today. And that's what we need to be careful of and mindful of.
And you know what? I'm going to have to agree with you, because situation happened to me a couple years ago where I was going to the Blue Star Shopping Center out here in Jersey. And there's this little jug handle you got to go to get up into the Blue Star Shopping Center. So right at the jug handle, there's a light right there. And I stopped at the light, and on the other side of me was this white guy with his window down. So as soon as the light turned green and we both went, he was making a left, but I was going straight up into the shopping center, and he was like, nigga. And the reaction took over and the emotion took over in me, and I was going to turn right onto the highway and chase his ass and follow him and catch him at another light. And I did. I started to do it and everything, and I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm probably going to be the one to get locked up.
Yeah.
You know, so my whole day, is going to be ruined. I'm going to get charges.
Not worth it.
Yeah, chasing this guy, and I thought about it. I said, it's not worth it. He got that one off. He was a coward anyway, because he made the left and sped up.
Yeah.
After saying it. So it wasn't worth me reacting to. But I know some of y'all I know that's listening to the show would have chased him down.
But here's the thing too. They've just become so brazen and so I can do whatever I want to do. Before all this craziness, and I wouldn't even say before, craziness been happening. Let's just say it was a year ago or 2 years ago. I'm driving down the street, me and my girlfriend. I'm in the middle lane, and I need to pull over to the right lane to be able to turn into the bank, right? So I pull over. Mind you, I didn't cut someone off. I think the person behind me just wasn't paying attention. They didn't hit me or anything like that, but you can tell that they weren't paying attention because it wasn't a cutoff. I came over, and then I had to drive up, maybe half a mile and then turn. This is a true story. I get to the bank. I'm in the line to go through the teller. I'm waiting for the person ahead of me to go to, finish their transaction, and then I drive up. I'm driving. A car pulls up next to me, cussing and carrying on. It's Becky. Okay. Becky gets out her car by herself. Now, two sisters are sitting in the car. Becky gets out her car yelling, "Oh, you cut me off. You weren't paying attention. You didn't put your light, you didn't put your blinker on. I don't know why. That is so dangerous." And she's going on and on. And I'm just sitting there and I'm counting backwards because I'm a reformed coming from Jamaica. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait, this could go, because I'm seeing it play out in my head. If I get out the car, it's a wrap. If I answer her, it's a wrap. Yep. So I didn't even bother to argue with her at that point. I just looked at her. I looked her dead in her face and I said, do you understand that you could have just lost your life with what you're doing right now? I said, you followed me into my teller lane to do what you're doing right now. I said, what if I blow your head off? She got into her car and just.
Really?
Sometimes you just gotta give it plain. Why am I gonna argue with you? For what? We would have been rumbling in the teller line and it would have went completely different. Sometimes we just gotta know when not to say something or when to just.
With that being said, and we're going to read some of y'all comments. Shout out to everybody on the check-in, man. If you're just joining us, you're on the Man Cave Morning Show, BKS1 Radio, with Storm Norm and Candace. So a lot of people saying, you know, Trump added all this fuel to the racism that exists now, because they just did a report and they were saying that racism is at an all-time high right now. It's at an all-time high. And I'm like, damn, higher than it was before? You know what I'm saying? Or is it just the same? Or we're just starting to see it exposed now? Is it the same as it always been, or are we just starting to see it more exposed now?
I think when you live in a godless nation, it's to be expected. It's not that it's more, it's uncovered. It's comfortable. You have taken what I harbor secretly, had to walk around secretly, treat people a certain way that I didn't want to be treated that way, but I didn't want to come out and be who I am because I might be looked at different. So all this did was give the right of passage to be open to it. And it exposes everyone around you. It exposes your coworkers. It exposes people that you meet on a day-to-day basis. They no longer have to play get along. They no longer have to play nice. This is how I feel. I don't like you. I don't like your blackness. I don't like who you are. They no longer have to keep that bound. They can be upfront about it. So when you have a leader that makes that okay openly, oh yeah, Pandora's box is wide open. And I don't think that it's more because you're not born a racist. You're taught that.
Absolutely.
You're taught that.
Absolutely.
You know, so these are people that were taught that. They didn't become racist overnight. You don't hit 40 years old, 50 years old, and then all of a sudden say, I'm a racist. No, you had that in you, suppressed.
Yep.
That's all it is.
So speaking of our current leader that they're saying sparking a lot of these things, he caught some heat the other day because of a comment he made with the reporter. Now, was that just him being him, or was that a racist comment? And everybody's trying to decipher the conversation he had with this reporter. I'm going to play the clip so you can see what I'm talking about. But was that being racist? You know the clip I'm talking about?
I do, but is there a way for you to come back? Because I have to answer an emergency call.
Okay.
Is there a way that I can just come back in or black me out for a second?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, go ahead. Play the clip.
Okay, all right. So here's the clip.
The U.S. is doing far better than any other country when it comes to testing.
Yes.
Why does that matter? Why is this a global competition to you if every day Americans are still losing their lives and we're still seeing more cases every day?
Maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me. Ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you, please.
Sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm
That I
telling
should
you.
ask
I'm not
China?
saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that would ask a nasty question
That's
like that.
not a nasty
Please
question.
go ahead.
Why does it matter?
Okay. Anybody else? Please go ahead in the back, please.
I have two questions.
No, it's okay.
But
We'll
you
go over
pointed
here.
to me. I have two questions, Mr.
Next,
President.
next, please.
But you called on me.
I did, and you didn't respond, and now I'm calling on
Sorry, I just
the
wanted
young
to,
lady in the back, please.
I just wanted to let my colleague finish.
Okay.
But can I ask you a
Ladies and
question?
gentlemen.
The U.S. is doing far better than any other country.
Let's deal with this. Was that racist? I got Candace muted right now because she's on the call. Was that racist from the president, or was that him saying, don't ask me, ask China, because he always associated China with the coronavirus? You know, or was that a racist statement? Did the reporter overreact, or was she on point in questioning him?
I think he was out of line. I think he was out of line. That was not necessary. And this again goes back to we're dealing with, unfortunately, someone that does not know how to react to people. There's no professionalism there. I'm just going to go ahead and say things that I feel, whether it offends someone or not. I don't know if sometimes he forgets the position that he's in, or it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't care, because every time that it comes out, it comes out in a way that this is not a leader of an entire country doing this. You know what I mean? It's hard to connect. There's such a huge disconnect for me, because I watch it and I'm like, how come I can see this and no one in his cabinet can say, man, you really need to shut up, you know? Like, for real.
So
don't say nothing. You know, like they have a look.
I was trying to hold it in.
Let me tell you something. The White House, here's what the White House means. The White House needs a Jamaican. Let me tell you why. Because if you had a Jamaican in there, we would definitely be that one saying, listen, brother, no brethren.
Brethren.
You can't do that. You can't say that. But it's almost like everyone's afraid of him. And
That's what it is. I've never seen so many people afraid of him and scared to come at him. And a lot of female reporters lately have been stepping to him.
Yeah, these female reporters are no joke.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. And who walks away from the whole press conference just because they didn't want to answer a question? So he walked away from the whole press conference, and then the other female reporter was like, wait a minute, you called him, and he was like, he took too long, whatever, and just brushed her off. So not only are they saying that he was racist in that moment with his statement, they're also saying that he's sexist as well. So, I mean, I don't know if I picked that up or whatever the case may be, but now when I look at it, I'm like, there's a certain way he steps to the female reporters more so than the male reporters. There is a certain way.
I mean, it's obvious that he doesn't respect women. Come on. He literally removed most of the women in his cabinet. Not only that, this is the president who said in the beginning, grab them by the pee. Women love it.
Yeah.
I mean, why are we surprised? Why should it sound like anything new? Like, this is a new development. Like, oh, he treats women different. This is not new. We knew this going into this, but he's where he is. So we unfortunately have to deal with it. And a lot of people, yes, they are afraid to come out because he does come after them. You know what I mean? He puts a target on their back when it doesn't go his way. And that's the fear that people have, is that target is being able to recover from all that. Absolutely. Look, you see his buddies, they went to jail. He was like, Kushner who? You know what I mean?
He just
It's
pardoned
obvious
somebody.
that It's obvious he's gonna throw you right under that bus if you're not a part of that program, and that's sad. That's not a presidency. That is a dictatorship. We are
Facts.
not a third world nation. This America should not be a dictatorship, but it's literally almost turned into that if full reign was given. You know.
Facts. Let's read some of these comments coming in, and then I'm going to transition into another story. I'm going to ask y'all a question about something that Little Boozy put on social media, and I'm going to ask y'all a question about it. What do y'all feel about it? Because in one way, it was kind of humorous, but then in the other way, it's like this was serious what he did.
Yeah, we probably have to get to our topic tomorrow because I think that this one is going to be long too.
Yes, absolutely.
So Curry says, "Why is everyone afraid of him?" And this is exactly why, Curry, because he puts a target on everyone's back, and that's what bullies essentially do. Patricia said he's a bully that happens to be an idiot. Yeah, exactly. Daryl says that was a legit question, but an ignorant answer. No person that he had, no surprise that he had an ignorant answer and the childish behavior. Yeah, it definitely is not surprise to me. Didi said they need you there, Candace. No, because I'd be the first person they shut out. They were like, "Oh, the Jamaican reporters." No. No.
Yeah, you'll get banned. You'll get banned from the press conferences.
Are you kidding me?
They would ban you.
I would be that one that would be like, "So, President Trump, what y'all doing to people?" And it would be like, Candace, we're just not talking to you today. You're just a little ignorant. I'd be like, "You ignorant! You telling people to use Lysol."
Exactly. They would deny your credentials. They would deny your credentials quickly. I already know this, man. Let's read some more comments.
So Denise says, women empowerment in news. Joanne says, on point, Norm and Candace. Curry said that is because he's sexist and racist. Yes. Ingrid says he's a tyrant and a bully. Victor says he has no respect for women. Grab them by the you know what. That's what I say. Sandy said, I think he abuses his wife. She looks unhappy. JW says maybe that is what he has between his legs. Didi said bully, narcissist, racist, ignorant, psychopath. Low.
Yes.
Keisha says his wife despises him. She looked like she's being held hostage.
She does. She does. Like she don't want to be there.
No. Victor says Jamaicans crazy when poked. LOL. Don't poke the bear. Victor, you right, because it's a whole nother type of person.
Yep.
It's a whole nother type. I think women have stepped up when it comes to the reporters asking him questions, because I think at this point we're so fed up. I want real answers to real questions that are facing us today. I want you to answer those questions. You don't get a pass and you don't get off the hook. That's what it's all about. But then you're banning people also from being there who necessarily don't agree with you. That's dictatorship, and that shouldn't be allowed,
Facts. All right, so we're going to transition real quick. So this story about Boozy, it went viral. Little Boozy, you know whom, he's the rapper, whatever. But let me tell you what went viral. So Lil Boozy claimed he arranged for his son, mind you, I think 13, 14-year-old son, to receive fellatio from a grown woman, to receive oral sex from a grown woman. He arranged for his son to receive oral sex from a grown woman. So certain people, I'm looking at certain comments that was made. I'm going to show y'all the clip. Certain people felt as though that's child sexual assault disguised as toxic masculinity. Certain people felt by him doing that, arranging him to receive oral sex from a grown woman was child endangerment. How do y'all see it? See, people took it light first, like, oh, Boosie crazy, blah, 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 blah. You know, and you hear stories about men, you know, getting a older woman for their son or whatever like that, whatever. There's a lot of stories. It's been throughout history. Certain men have done that. But he did this on social media. So now, would it be wrong if Child Services stepped to him, you know, about endangering his son? So here's the clip, though. Let's run the clip.
I'm training them boys right. I'm training them boys right. Ask any of my nephew. Ask any of them. Ask my son. Yeah. They were 12, 13. They got it. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Hell yeah, I got my son up. You right. I'm training them boys right. I'm training them boys right. Ask any of my nephew. Ask any of them. Ask my son. Yeah. They were 12, 13. They got it. Yeah.
Now, he went on social media with this.
You ready for my answer?
Yeah, let's get it. Let's go.
This is child abuse. Plain and simple. This is child abuse. This is child molestation. Okay? This is wrong across the board. You already setting this young man up to disrespect women. You are teaching him that that is all women are good for. I'm going to purchase a woman for you so that she can take care of you. So you're going to set in his mind that this is okay. It is child abuse. It is child molestation. And yes, this is absolutely disgusting. Child Services should come after him because he was not joking when he said it. This is something that he believes. This is coming from somebody called Likabuzi. Okay? Now, do we really take this individual? I don't care whether you rap today or you rap tomorrow. What you just told me is that this is how you value women. This is how you treat women. So this is the same behavior that you're going to instill in your son at 13 years old to sit back and watch him get molested. That is molestation. Yes, there are Arab countries, there are different places that think it's okay to do this. It doesn't make it right. This is a child. That is absolutely disgusting to think that that is okay.
Yeah,
you
also
deserve to be taken away.
Not only, I know this the light part of it, but it's also homophobic behavior. You know what I'm saying? Because his reasoning for doing it is so, you know, he could kind of instill that his son is going to like women. So it's homophobic behavior, it's child abuse,
It's molestation.
It's child endangerment. In facts, it's child molestation. And even the grown woman that he got to do this, she should be charged as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you put that, again, this how smart some of my brethren in the entertainment industry are. You put that on social media for everybody to see that. You put that on Instagram for everybody to see that. And,
I'm glad he did.
And but you know the sad part about it, Candace, is that most of these young cats and young boys looking at this, they're gonna think it's cool or that's okay. Right. And then you're gonna have some other of his peers in the rap game that's like, I'm doing that with my son too. I'm gonna do that with my son too, and blah 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 blah. And they're gonna think it's okay.
But here's the thing: you can only deal with something when it's brought to the light. That's when you can deal with it. Right now, the same thing that we're doing right now, we're having a conversation, is obviously what needs to happen. He thought that maybe, you know, he probably do have a few supporters who are like, yeah, let him feel like he's a man. I'm just gonna go ahead and purchase. But then you have people who are saying, no, you're wrong. And those same young people that are looking at this also are able to say, no, yeah, that don't sound right. That is wrong. You don't do that. Why would you want to do that to a child? He's 13. You don't know how that will traumatize him. You're setting the life up for failure. Everybody involved needs to actually be locked up. And for a woman to be okay with that, well, I mean, prostitute is a prostitute. You know what I mean? Money is money. It's green. Unfortunately, I hate to say it that way, but as a parent, you're gonna beat your chest and be like, "That's okay."
Now this, and let's be clear about this. This has been going on way before Little
I don't care how long it's been going on.
I know, but I'm just saying this has been going on way before Little Boosie. That type of behavior. Okay, I'm gonna bring my son into manhood. I'm gonna get him a woman. Blah 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 blah. So we've heard plenty of stories about this, and a lot of it, like I said, a lot of it is associated too with homophobic behavior. It's like if I get my son a woman, blah 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 blah, he's not gonna become gay and this and that, whatever like that. So that's another factor into this because the rap world is very homophobic. It's very homophobic. The whole rap entertainment game is very homophobic. So, and I'm saying
I don't
because
see that.
No, it is very homophobic. And
I
then
don't see that. I see a lot of down low. Maybe back in the day it was,
absolutely.
but right about
it still
now,
is. It still is now. And then you heard Little Boosie's take with Dwayne Wade's son. So you heard about that whole situation with his take on Dwayne Wade's son and how he should have handled that and whatever the case may be. So he has homophobic ways about him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the instance of the sexual abuse part, when him getting a grown woman to have fellatio and oral sex with his 13, 14-year-old son, he still doesn't realize because the post is still circulating everywhere. It's on the internet everywhere. He don't realize that law enforcement, child services could step to his door. And if they find out who the woman is, she's going to get her ass locked up. She's going to get locked up, period.
Absolutely.
Bottom line.
Absolutely. And that's what should happen. But here's the thing. It's happened a lot of different places. In some cultures, it's okay. In Uganda, where I have my school for girls, it's okay for a grown man to purchase a child, to purchase a bride. But that is in a third world country. Here in the U.S. also, let's talk about it. We want to open it up. Let's talk about it. Here in the U.S., it's being done too. Child brides are right here. It's nothing new today, tomorrow, and the next day. Just because it happens don't mean that we need to co-sign it. There's a lot of people out there that have a lot of beliefs that actually endanger children. This is an endangerment. It is not okay. The fact that he felt comfortable to put it out there on social media, then he's in a clique that feels the same way. He's supported by people that feel the same way, like you said. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's his era. That's his people. I don't agree with that. I don't support that. That means I wouldn't support him or anyone connected to him having said something like that, because I already know what your mindset is, and I know that how you value women and how you treat women. Your son, you're setting him up for the same thing. Homophobia has nothing to do with you having a man, an opposite sex at a young age. That doesn't change that child. That doesn't change them liking someone else. That doesn't change their behavior. What that does is makes it worse, because you are going to traumatize this child now. This child is going to feel violated because this is not even someone of the same caliber that they are attracted to. So now you're looking at setting this child up for PTSD later on in life. It's not going to make it better. Yes, I do feel child services should get involved, because if you had the balls and the audacity to put this out, what are you doing behind closed doors that we just don't know about, that we haven't seen?
And again, here's another part of it, right? I think with him and some of these cats, they don't even know by doing something like that you're contributing to pedophilia. They don't even know that they're also contributing to pedophilia.
Absolutely.
By doing something like that. So it's like, I think a lot of it is ignorance and being uneducated too. Because I'm quite sure if you knew, bro, what you was saying, that you did and that you're doing is contributing to pedophilia, knowing
Yeah.
how the climate of this society is right now with all these different movements and everything like that, you would not have put that crap on social media and made a statement like that on social media. So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. So, I'm surprised there isn't more backlash. But even from the post where I got it from, and even in the comment section, people are saying the same things that we're saying. That that's basically child abuse.
It's child abuse.
And it's again contributing to pedophilia, because if you have a grown woman sleep with a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old boy, or have sexual relations with a 13, 14-year-old boy, it's the same people. It's not no different because the woman is older and it's a little boy, whatever like that. It's not no different. You still contributing to pedophilia.
Yeah. Remember, when it comes to pedophilia, they're trying to pass it as a law. We know that, okay? They've been working on this for years. This is why we got to get involved, and we got to know the laws. We got to know what's going on. Sooner or later, it's going to be signed into law at a much younger age. That is pedophilia. Not only that, there is a conference that happens yearly in different states where it's grown men with little boys. Okay, this is something that happens. It is a conference. These things are out there. These people are out there, and the more we continue to put our children and ourselves on a platform to say these things are okay, we give those laws right. We give those laws the go ahead. Yes, this needs to be signed. Yes, the age of consent now needs to be 12 years old or 11 years old. That means as a grown man, 70, 50 years old, if you sleep with a baby that's 11 years old, that means you're legally right. That means this 11-year-old child made a conscious decision at that age to sleep with a grown man. That's sick. And that's what's sitting on our legislative decks right now to be signed in. Vote.
Crazy. Can we read some of these comments? Shout out to everybody on the check-in. If you just joined us, you are on the Man Cave morning/afternoon show, depending on what part of the world you live in. And you rocking out with Storm Norm and Candace Blake.
Daryl said he is training his boys right. The continued display of ignorant and illegal-ish. He is training his boys right. Huh? Okay, and I'm not sure what Joanne said he was high to the sky, definitely child endangerment, setting a terrible example. They should remove the child from that home and arrest him. Speak, Candace. D said just nasty. Victor says, yes, it is, but we are talking about a world that will accept D Wade to allow his 12-year-old son to change his sex. This is 100% child abuse, molestation, endangerment. I'm going to get back to that in a second, Victor. Dee Dee says, shoot, Candace, in those countries, men perform it on young men. Sick, yeah. Walter said, wow, my people again. Denise said they're trying to save children from molestation and you're co-signing it as a parent. Exactly. Norm, can you speak more about homophobia? That's Joanne.
Absolutely.
Curry said, what if his son is already a part of the LGBTQ and just have not told his father? Exactly. That's a whole different kind of trauma that's going to take place. JW said, and if he watched voyeurism and child pornography, Jabir says some people are their own worst enemy. This is true. Walter says you're going to jail, dumb behind. He needs to go to jail.
Come on, man.
Sandy said he was high as a kite, fed up stuff come up out of these mofos' mouth when they're smoking. He don't see a problem with it, and that's why he's bragging. Exactly. He thinks it's okay.
That's what I'm saying. Ignorance.
Yeah, he thinks it's okay. We're supposed to protect our kids, not play them. Denise said the kids can be traumatized by the act, which can be a result of R. Kelly. JW says, damn, these dudes don't go to school. Ishmael says, down low, yes, but still homophobic. Down low cats be the most homophobic. This is true. Petty says, Petty might be homophobic, but it's a lot of down low dudes in rap. This is true. That's what I was saying. JW, speaking out about something so strongly just may be an indicator of what you're trying to suppress. Down low dudes. Joanne said it's bad enough that our children see it on TV, but to see it in the household is unacceptable. All of the adults should be accountable for their actions. His son might try to get a girl his age do that to him. That's true. Jabir says they raised them that way, saying what was different, definitely directed at Wade. Victor says, yep. Norm. Patty says, if he didn't take care. Victor says, didn't he comment on R. Kelly's situation, ? Denise said, I'm glad he did because that's not in an open and it can be addressed by child welfare. I'm glad he did too, Denise. Joanne said, great valid point. Some celebrities think they're untouchable because they have money. Ingrid said, thank God he did go public so someone can intervene. He is no better than R. Kelly. That's what I said. I'm glad he did it on social media. Petty said, exactly, that child cannot consent. His mind is not right yet. Phyllis said, wow, deep and sad. Dee said, Catholic priests do the same thing. JW said, they need to be castrated after being tortured. Daryl said, Boozy said what? I'm just quoting him.
Yeah. And shout out to D-Mac and everybody on the check-in.
I gotta breathe after I read all the comments.
Yeah. Listen, because and shout out to everybody, man. I respect all y'all views, y'all opinions, and everything. It's sad. I think it's more sad to me because certain times, Boozy with himself, he gets on his platform, and certain time he does say some things that are passionate and make sense. And when you see him do something like this, which is crazy, I only could attribute it to ignorance, just being ignorant. Like, bro, like, you do realize what you're doing by getting an adult to sleep with your 13, 14-year-old child.
He
You do
doesn't
realize, yeah, and it's like, come on, man, like what the hell are you doing? And it's on social media, so it's like, again, somebody need to get in his ear and be like, bruh,
let me do it.
Yeah, somebody need to get in his ear and say something to him, because a lot of times, and I know, a lot of times we don't want to step in all the time and have to be Superman, but sometimes we got to save our brothers, just like we talking about. We got to protect our sisters as well, but we got to protect and save our brothers too from ignorance. Because I see brothers doing some ignorant and saying some ignorant things on social media, and I'm like, you don't know what you're actually saying and what you're actually doing and what you're actually contributing to. So there needs to be somebody in his circle, instead of being a yes man, step up and say, Boozy, bruh, you bugging. Your behavior is out of control. What you're doing right now is out of control. It's not right. And let's reprogram. You need to get reprogrammed or something.
Yeah.
Because I see it a lot. Especially in the hip hop world. We co-sign and we glorify things that are negative. And I see it all the time. And he's glorifying that like it's cool. Not to mention he got X amount of million followers. Yeah. And there's people that, that's going to look at him and be like, yeah, I'm going to do that with my son. Just because they love Boozy. Yeah, I'm going to do that with my son. I'm going to get him an older woman. Y'all dummies, what y'all doing is contributing to pedophilia. So we need better people in our circle, man, that's going to tell us when we're doing something wrong.
And, let me say this also, I think it's really important because a lot of times we just think about the effects of women or little girls being abused, or you know what I mean, or molestation, it happens to boys too. If you know anything about human trafficking, which I have an organization here, I work with women,
Right.
and children. Boys are being sex trafficked at a lot higher rate than they used to be. Those numbers are going up. From 11 years old and up, those numbers are growing. And it's our Black boys, they look like us, that are being sold into slavery, that's being sold into human trafficking. A lot of our young boys, they don't speak about it. Your children will not come out and tell you if someone's harming them. What they do is they regress. So they go into this quiet, they go into this shutdown, especially boys. Boys are more likely to commit suicide. They're more tend to take their lives. We have to know what is going on with our children. My thing is, where is this young man's mother? Where is she in that? Where is the rest of the family in that? Because we have to know what's going on. And this is a very real, as simple as this may seem to one person, is like, oh, it's just sex. No, it's not just sex, because you're dealing with a totally different
Facts.
breakdown that is about to happen. Not
Right.
only that, this is a grown woman. A lot of the women now, prostitution is really, I don't want to say a thing of the past, but a lot of it is. A lot of these women are human trafficking. So that means they don't get to say, I don't want to sleep with a 13-year-old. That means they don't get to say, I don't want to sleep with a 9-year-old, because she has to do that. Human trafficking is very, very, very different. So not only are you hurting the child, but this woman who's potentially being trafficked also is taking on a whole nother type of trauma on top of everything else that she's dealing with. So our minds as the normal person may say, well, what woman is going to do that? A human trafficking victim will do that. So all around, when you open up this box, it's just not a good one. Like I said, he needs to, he needed to do this. This needed to come out the box. I'm glad that he did it on social media, because that means you're doing it behind closed doors, and you felt validated in doing it on social media. High as a kite, not high as a kite. If I'm smoking weed and marijuana, all I'm gonna do is tell the truth. So this was already in you. You're not making it up. You just felt validated. You felt confident, and you thought that, hey, I'm being cool, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, man, oh man. Woo. We done pulled some things out the box today. We done pull some things out the box. Shout out to everybody on the check-in.
I always leave your show tired.
Listen. That's how we get down. Let's read a few more comments, and then we're going to lighten it up before we check out.
Okay, where was I? Okay, so I was at Victor. Victor says, Kelly was thinking he was untouchable for 30 years until now. Yes, this is true. Patricia, the mentality is scary. It's not just him. There's a generation that I think like this. It's so true. So true. Petty Patty, and what woman is gonna sleep with a 13-year-old boy, even if he doesn't look like he's 13? Human trafficking victim will. Daryl says, yes, very ignorant. Victor said, he don't care. It's crazy. I don't know if it's all smoking he does or just got this street mentality he has where it's purposely ignorant. Takeisha said, yes, Nor, male and female step up. I do that every day in my neighborhood, and they respect me for trying to instill some goals in them. That's good, Takeisha. We need a lot more of that. Petty Patty says, they don't have to be famous. My adult neighbor wanted to sleep with my dear son. Yeah, see? And he was 15. I backed out on her so bad I stopped talking and almost beat the hell out of her. Victor says, I have a question. So why is it that they promote and accept older women dating and sexing younger men? Older women call themselves cougars, Vivica Fox acknowledged herself as a cougar. Madonna, and others. Why is that? I'm gonna come back to that.
Yeah, I was going.
Great show. Ingrid says some people don't need money and a platform. This is true, Ingrid, but I love when they tell on themselves.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when they get cocky enough, that it just all unfolds. Keep getting cocky.
Absolutely.
Victor, I never understood the cougar thing, but now I have a better understanding. So a cougar, you're considered a cougar when you're 10 years or more older than your partner.
Okay.
So you're not automatically a cougar. I think it's like 10 years and older. I don't know where all these terms came from. Like,
so listen, here's the thing. If you legal,
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, here's my thing. So if you're Candace age, and I'm just guessing. No, I'm not saying like you. I'm just saying if you're like Candace age,
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
And the guy is like 23 years old, and Candace has a fling with this 23-year-old guy. Like, is there something wrong with that? Both of them are legal. Is there something wrong with it? Is it something wrong if you're 40 something, late 40s, whatever, and a guy is messing around with a 23-year-old girl? Is there something wrong with that if they're both legal?
I mean, morally, there's nothing wrong legally, but morally, if you are going to go with someone that much younger than you, who's not fully developed, mentality is, because we know that men don't mature as quickly as women do. We know that to be a fact. So as an older woman going with a younger guy, I can't imagine seeing this person as someone that I'm going to have a future with. You know what I mean? This is more like a play date. But if you're legal and you are both two consulting adults, who are we or anyone else to really and truly, really have a problem? The problem comes in when it's a child and it's an adult.
Yes, absolutely.
That's where the problem comes in. If you're 20 years old and you're dating a 70-year-old man, you give him a run for his money, maybe just what he needs for life. Charlie got his groove back. That's between you and him. Ethically and morally, it's indecent. I do feel that it's indecent, but
so
to each his own.
Ingrid said that makes you a predator, not a pedophile. So you mean to tell me, and I see it a lot, especially in the entertainment business. So you mean to tell me a 40-something-year-old woman messing with a 23-year-old guy or whatever, just having a fling with him?
That's a predator.
She's a predator?
That's a predader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of predators.
Yeah.
There's a
whole lot of predators. Lot.
Shoot, like maybe 60% of the population is predators then, because I see that a lot.
Yeah. When you're going with that type of age gap, that's a huge gap. We're not just talking, okay, you're 5 years, 10 years. My parents are 13 years apart, and there's differences that happen with that age difference. Anything younger than that, at this point, you're going after someone of that age. It doesn't just so happens that I go out and I meet, this person who's that huge gap, unless I'm looking for it and I'm interested, and then I'm going to entertain it. So yeah, I agree with her on that.
All right, so I guess listen.
Denise said too many years in that situation, 47 and 20 something. Yeah, there's a lot.
So if women are called cougars, what are guys called?
I'm not sure.
Sugar daddies, right?
Sugar daddy.
That's sugar daddies. Okay, so we gonna discuss that on another show. Cougars and sugar daddies.
Patty said, "Nah, that's a chick looking to get broke off proper." That's what I said.
See. Why don't y'all be honest about it? So is that like she said?
That's what I said.
But what I'm saying is, so is she a predator? Is she a predator or
absolutely?
or a
it
chick
doesn't
just looking to
change.
get broke off.
It doesn't change. Predator has nothing to do with the sex. That's not what a predator is. Predator is just age differences. Why are you always trying to put a woman in a man? It's the same thing, Norm. Ingrid said, nope, there's a bliss when men date younger. Victor said, I'm 39 years old and my girlfriend is 30, just turned. I'm been called a grandpa. Yeah, well, I can't.
I'm calling child services, Vic. joke, bro.
Daryl says, nothing is wrong with an age difference to me unless manipulation played a part in making the relationship happen. Well, usually for a younger woman, that young to be someone older, that she's getting something out of that, not just I admire this old man. Victor says, okay, I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Good to learn that. Thank you for clearing that up. Men are attacked if the shoe was on the other foot. I've been criticized for my age and dating someone who is close to 10 years apart. I don't think that's a big deal.
Man, do you, bro? Do you live your life, man?
Yeah,
enjoy.
Sen says you're a cougar when you date someone 20 years younger. You're a bobcat if you're 10 years. Oh, I cannot keep up, Sandy. A bobcat? I never heard that one.
Yeah.
Patricia says, you two bring the conscious conversation. I absolutely love it. Thanks. Thanks, Patricia. We silly now, but thank you. Patty said, being a cougar is different. They at least make sure they're of age and just say 50. Wow. Dating at 30. Oh, wait, isn't it Petty Patty that was supposed to ask somebody out on a date? Or was it Barb?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Which one? It was Barb, right?
It's Petty Patty. Yeah, Barb.
It's Petty Patty. Okay,
Barb
Petty
is her
Patty,
name.
We need to know how this went. You were supposed to be dating your husband. We gave you an assignment. We need you to check in. And we need a follow-up. I didn't forget. JW says, always another outstanding show. Thank you.
Thank you. Salute.
Taikisha says, these are grown women dating grown younger men. Exactly. Ingrid says, some people don't need money and a platform. Okay, we're going backwards. All right. Denise said 10 years is fine with me. Ingrid says, women mature faster than men. A 20-year difference really equals 30. Yes, that's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
All right, Patty Patty, we're waiting for our answer. But
she probably like, oh, my reception is getting bad. You guys are cutting out.
Oh, wait. She says, laugh my butt off. We had dinner on Mother's Day. Okay.
Wait, where's the applause?
Where's the applause?
Where's the applause? There you go.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, I'm going to give you a real quick rundown. So Patty Patty is our beautiful friend, not my friend, but, Mr. Norris friend. So we had a show about relationships, and she was talking to us about how, why she's separated with her amazing husband, who she loves very, very much. And she feels that they grew apart. Well, we challenged Patty to actually ask him out on a date, to have dinner with him so that they can reconnect and come back together. So she just answered back and said they had dinner on Mother's Day. So we are really, really, really happy, Patty, and we hope that they're on the way to being back together in one household.
Gotta clap that up. Listen, y'all, we want to thank everybody for joining us today on the Man Cave morning show / afternoon show. But, before we go, going to lighten it up because we've been getting kind of serious. They got to lighten it up. Nah, but I just got to ask him this question. And I know you like, he's done with Mike Tyson. Just real quick. Mike Tyson. He's trying to make a comeback. Do y'all think he could do it? Do you think Iron Mike Tyson, 53 years old, can make a comeback in a boxing game and knock somebody out and get the belt and bounce? Do you think he can work himself up to that? He's going to have to do a lot of preliminary fights before he get out there. Y'all seen the clip? In case y'all didn't see it, I just want to see this thing again. Here's the clip real quick. He's a beast. He's a beast.
You know,
that speed is up.
Mike is not a really great fighter. He's always been, just one of the best. I think if he came back around, I think he might.
Candace, you're ludicrous for talking like that. You're very ludicrous. I don't like the way that you're mocking me, Candace. You're very ludicrous.
I really just think that it would be just a.
See, you're wrong.
We would really just have to figure this thing out and see what would happen. Here's the thing. With all due respect, he's a GOAT. Mike Tyson was a man. He's still a man. He is a beast. However, I think realistically, you're talking about younger Jews, longer stamina. You could be a beast all day, but do you have the stamina that it takes to continue? Because it's not just about heavy fists. Do you have the stamina to stand and go through a 5-round fight, 4-round fight? I don't know. I hate to see when people have left the field and they retired on a good note and then they come back and just obliterate everything and mess it up. I was pissed off when it happened with, Usain Bolt. You should have stayed in retirement. I know you want to fight, you know what I mean? But train, because to come back out and take that kind of downfall, I'm not saying that it will, but it's a lot to put on the line,
Well, I'm going to say
and
it like
it's
this.
There's a difference with looking good fighting in a ring aside from fighting in a real fight.
I agree. I said that to Sandy yesterday.
Big difference.
She's like, nah, he'll come out, he'll tear this dude up, he'll do this, he'll do that.
No, he
and
won't.
I said, listen,
No.
that's training. He's hitting gloves. He's hitting training gloves as opposed to hitting a person that's going to hit you back.
That's hitting exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it looks good. And again, Mike's my dude. I would love to see him do it. But I will say this. We cannot discount George Foreman, because George Foreman came out of retirement and won.
Yeah, but George Foreman wasn't as far ahead as Mike. And if you remember, he had to bite his ear off. So what we gonna get when he come back out? You gonna bite somebody's nose off?
Nah, you got a different Mike Tyson that's more prepared mentally. His mental is totally different than during that time when he bit a Holyfield's ear.
It's different, but it's like we said, you're fighting a bag as opposed to somebody who is hitting you back. You know what I mean? I stay retired. Stay retired.
All right. I say, Mike, do it one more time and then bounce, bro. Get that check, get that purse, and then bounce. Lead the game.
Sandy said he's a beast. Yes. Ingrid said Mike is the GOAT. It's possible. JW said sure can. Petty Patty said, yo, his hands as fast as hell. Seen a video of him working out. As again, he's working out. Everybody looks crazy good when they're working out. I could look like I could beat the world working out.
Not Holyfield. Did you see his training video? Holyfield was like this.
Yeah, but Holyfield is not fighting now.
Yes, he's coming out of retirement too.
Oh, Jesus.
What
is this, the Grandpa League?
Yo, his training, he's 57. Holyfield, 57. His training video was just like this.
Yeah, he definitely don't. He was tired. He wasn't trying to give us everything he got. Denise says, always a great show. Love and light. Thank you, Denise. Ingrid said, Mike lit him up like a Christmas tree. Nikki says, I think Mike Tyson can't. He just better keep his mouth on people.
You know what?
Don't report to cannibalism. LOL. Phyllis said Tyson is a beast. Ingrid said, haha, y'all are dead wrong.
Nikki said, I think he can. I hope he doesn't resort back to cannibalism. Don't eat people, Mike. Sandy said he has the stamina, but that fight not lasting 2 rounds. No, because I think he'll fall out. She said, oh my God, he'll knock out that dude. I don't think so. Ingrid said part of boxing is getting into their mental. I think Mike can do that. Victor says Tyson is still strong, different mental state. I don't know. Mike looked like he has one more in him. He could possibly. Darryl says, I think Mike can beat quite a few of the current heavyweights. Sandy said they all need money. Holyfield gotta get knocked on his aid. Up. Yeah. It's money. They need the money.
Listen. I'm rooting for Mike Tyson. That's my dude. He's always going to be the GOAT. We want to thank everybody for joining us on the Man Cave morning/afternoon show. We will be back tomorrow. Listen, don't forget to tune in and check me out. I'll be rocking the set for NJ Pack next week, May 21st, 7 p.m. on the NJ Pack page. It's NJ Pack in your living room. I'll be rocking the 70s and 80s dance R&B classics. That stuff that made us feel good. It's going to be my special Soul Train edition. Make sure y'all tune in. May 21st, 7 p.m. on the NJ Pack fan page. All right? It's NJ Pack in your living room. Sponsored by ADP and Horizon. All right? Tune in.
What are we talking about tomorrow?
We can go in on the topic that what we supposed to be talking about tomorrow?
Let me get it out. Come back. Okay, so tomorrow we're talking about how being insecure in your personal life will affect insecurity in business. So you want to stay tuned for that and make sure we have real. That's going to be a good dialogue because we already started before the show. So
we coming back with that. So y'all tune in tomorrow. We'll see y'all tomorrow because remember, this show is never about us. It's always about you because you are the next best kept secret. And we love you guys. It's not a damn thing you can do about it either. Not a damn thing. Peace and blessings.
Bye-bye.